Did you know that you can ruin your credibility as a healer, EFT practitioner, or plain wonderful person by saying 10 things that we often say every day? Stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you what those things are and what you can say instead. Honesty phrases that backfire. Number 1, never say this. To be honest. Now, how many times have you said that? Every time you say to be honest, it plants a little seed of doubt that makes people think, wait, so they haven't been honest this whole time? Instead of saying that, here's some things you can say. Here's what I found to be true, or in my experience, or what I've seen with clients is. That's how you use your own voice. And from now on, cut these things out from your vocabulary, and you're going to be a much more powerful, believable person. Next up, do you want my honest opinion? Well, no, honey, I don't want your honest opinion. I want you to lie to me. You see how that sounds? You might say that because you want to soften the blow. It just immediately puts you on a different wavelength with your client or your friend or your family. Here's some self-undermining phrases that make you sound like you don't know what the jack you're talking about. You know you've said this before. I have. If you say, well, I'm no expert, but, well, stop right there. If I was a client, I would want to have someone who was an expert about what my problem is to be helping me. Doesn't that make sense? So here's what you could say instead. Here's what I've learned from experience, or this is what worked for me and my clients. Next up, don't say this. I could be wrong. Well, sure, we could all be wrong. That doesn't mean we would lead the conversation with assuming that you're going to be wrong. What kind of idea is that going to put in the client's mind? What would you say instead? You would say something like, well, here's one perspective, or let's explore this together. You see how that softens? So take a deep breath in and out. How many of these have you found that you say regularly? I think the number one thing I hear people saying is, well, to tell you the truth, oh, please. So here's something else that kind of self-effacing. You don't want to say, this might sound silly. Just come from your heart. It causes sacred transformation. A lot of energy healing things, if you were to demoralize them or take away their value, yeah, maybe it would sound silly. Maybe it did sound silly to you the first time you heard of EFT, but the miracles that happen are so amazing. You would say something like, according to the principle of Einstein, that everything is energy, we tap on these energetic meridians. You see? There's a difference. What next? Value minimizing statements. Don't say this. Just my 2 cents. Why would you label your wisdom as loose change, as just 2 cents? Really? Is this from the bargain bin? Am I the bargain basement healer that you're coming to? Is it the clearance rack clarity? No, it's gold. So stop calling your wisdom silly. 2 cents. Now pay attention. You could say this instead. Here's a thought that might help, or what's been helpful to me is this. So pay attention. Don't discount yourself before you even start to speak. And speaking of your presentation, wonderful man, Joel Bauer, said this. He said it to the whole class. Always wrap the package. Be presentable. Thank you, Joel Bauer. Never say this. You probably already know this, but so what? A lot of people don't know things that we assume they know. Especially if you're an energy healer, you've probably been woo-woo for a long time. Can I get an amen on that one? Woo! However, everybody hasn't. And we're always surprised. Oh, they don't know that? We don't want to make them look or feel like a dummy, right? How could you soften that up? Here's what you could say instead. You may have heard this before, but it bears repeating. Or, here's a reminder that really helps me. Here's something else. Never say, well, I'm not sure if this will help, but, well, is that insecurity all wrapped up in a bow? I'm not sure if this will help. Well, why are you bothering to say it then? I want something to be sure that would help. So what could you say instead? See, it doesn't do any good to tell you, don't say it. What does you some good is to tell you, well, don't say it, why you shouldn't say it, and what you could say instead. Got it? So, something you could say instead of, I'm not sure this will help. Here's something that's helped others that I've worked with. Or, this might be the key you didn't know you needed. Do you see how smooth that is? All of these things I'm sharing with you make you look better. Not with the big head, but to recognize your value. Here's one from my personal experience, because a lot of time a client will say, well, I did this and this and this, but it didn't work. What's wrong or what's going on? Of course, I don't know exactly what's going on, or I don't know exactly what's wrong, but I know who does, and that is Spirit. Instead of popping off, I don't know why you took that class and you really didn't get any results. Let me pray and meditate on this. Because here's what I found. A lot of times Spirit gives me the answer like that, but it might sound kind of harsh to the client. I'm not in the business of hurting anybody's feelings or giving them something they're not ready to hear. This is a good response. I don't know right now, but let me pray and meditate on that. And I guarantee you, Spirit will give you the answer, and you will know how to relate it to the client in a way that's going to be effective. Because isn't that what it's all about, being effective? Now, if you take one of my forensic EFT classes, I'm going to teach you all this, along with how to open up your intuition, your psychic awareness, so that you're the absolute best healer practitioner ever. I'm Rebecca Marina. If you would like a list of these in PDF format, you can head on over to EFTexpert.com. Thank you for watching, and please share this video with someone else. Like, subscribe, and give it a thumbs up. And like, subscribe, hit that little bell if you want to be notified every time I release a video.